Lights, camera, action.
In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film.
Cut.
That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Munfrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It. We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening, I thank you for doing so. I am once again Kevin Mumphrey, and this is We'll Fix It in Post. Yeah. I am here with my colleagues Karsten Hyde Ferguson and Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
I really wish we had some Judge music.
We don't need it.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, we got to.
Or is there a gavel in here anywhere?
It might. No, it ain't one on there. It ain't one on the thing.
Hear ye, hear ye. So today we're talking about court television, if you haven't realized. So as I was looking things up about it, I realized like in the last 20 years, so in 2000, let me ask y'all, how many court shows do you think was on television?
You had was Divorce Court back then in 2000?
I feel like that was.
I think it's more recent. I think it's within the last 5 years.
I think maybe you're thinking People's Court.
You said
Divorce Court.
Yeah, but you said how many years?
In 2000.
In 2000.
I don't think Divorce Court was on in 2000. I think that was like in the last 5 years.
Nah, it ain't been the last 5. There's been 3 judges for Divorce Court.
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing. hey, look. We're going to get you out of here because you did something in your personal life.
No, I'm trying to tell you, it hasn't been 5 years. It's been more than 5 years. Anyways,
okay.
You have Divorce. I'm going to put Divorce Court in there. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. You got Divorce Court. You got Judge Judy. You got Judge Mathis. You got Judge Joe Brown, my favorite one.
Oh, he was my favorite too. So you named about 4.
That I know of. You got the People's Court.
Yeah. So you got OG People's Court.
With the Hispanic lady. She let you know too. Because like she announces certain words. Was it Million or something like that?
Yeah,
what was her name?
Yeah.
She like kind of partially redheaded or something like that.
I don't
like redkin.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like it's like a reddish orange. I'm just saying like her hair color. Almost like a yeah.
You sure was paying attention to her hair.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Hey, you got your thing. It's fine. It's fine.
I pay attention to certain stuff, man. Like that.
We pay attention to things for a reason.
Okay.
What? I mean, so?
Hey, there's no judgment here.
I feel attacked.
There's no judgment.
I didn't say anything.
It
That
was
was all
just an
Kevin.
observation. But actually, so in 2000, there was only 8 judge shows.
8.
8. Just
so
8.
I can't. What did I do? 4?
You
5?
did 4. And other
What
4.
were the other 8?
Lord knows, I don't know. Because I was surprised that there was 8. So now there's like 22 of them.
Oh, you know what? Mills Lane was there. Like Mills Lane, Judge Judy, and then Judge Joe Brown were the main ones.
Judge Mathis.
But I'm saying like the main 3.
Yeah.
Because I want to say Judge Mills Lane was there. He was a boxing referee. He was a dude that refereed Tyson Holyfield, where Tyson bit Holyfield's ear.
He had a judge show?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That was his catchphrase, I'll allow it, because he was so liberal in the ring. I mean, like, Tyson bit both of Holyfield's ears, if people don't remember. And he's like, he basically like, not to make it a sports show or anything like that, like, he had bit the bottom earlobe off of one ear, I can't remember which one first. And then he bit the other. Then he bit like damn near the whole ear off on the other ear, and like he bit the first part of the ear on the one side, and then Mills Lane looked at it and was like, what you complaining about? Basically, he gave him that look like, it's not a big deal. It's like
it's not an organ.
He'll allow it. that was his catchphrase. I'll allow it.
I didn't even know he had a show.
I
know
didn't
you're
either.
talking about. I didn't know he had a show.
I didn't know he had a show neither
at all.
So I learned something today. But so now since y'all brought up Judge Mathis, 2 of these shows are ending because basically the with daytime television and everything, and influx could be an episode in and of itself. So Mathis is leaving, and People's Court.
No, Mathis got picked up.
Probably somewhere else.
Right.
But
like an online joint.
No, it was another studio though.
It's another studio.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna be on TV though. It's gonna be like more online
It'd probably be on
kind of.
TV.
or like a
See,
an
it may-
Amazon or
well,
something like that.
Because it could be like a Judy situation where, you know, her show, the syndicated show, left TV. Well, they stopped taping.
But they were part of the both the same network though, or
Mhm.
production company. So that's what.
Yeah. So yeah. Now Judy, she doesn't do new shows for network television. She does her rebranded show, Judy Justice. That's on streaming. But they're saying now they may have that show. They may sell that to networks in the fall
I'm pretty
because
sure it's gonna get picked
it
up.
still does like her.
It does numbers. Yeah.
It's still like her old show just off of reruns.
Right.
Still does numbers.
That's just like
well,
Mathis though.
They even had to like there was people posting clips on YouTube, and the YouTube clips were doing so many numbers. I guess the studio like actually made a Judge Judith, Judith Shineland, did a Judge Judy YouTube channel.
So I saw her actual name, and I was like, I can't say this.
Judith Shineland.
I saw,
But they said it on the show though, right?
Yeah.
They said
They said her name a bunch of times.
I must have skipped past that.
How
little
can
break.
you?
Yeah, but you got to catch
But
the
I do-
intro. You got to catch the intro though.
I'm looking for Judy to go Judy on someone. I'm not trying to see.
Because literally, I remember that name, and I'm like, oh, okay. They said that in the beginning of the show.
I was looking. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Wow.
No, I recall remembering like watching the intro several times, and I'm like, damn, Judith Shineland.
But then,
Man, what kind of like
That-
the
nobody-
Blarney Stones you talking about,
Oh
man?
my god!
I was like,
You're acting like she came up with her last name.
no, I'm just saying like it's very, very Irish.
Okay.
it's very. Yeah, another thing I didn't realize about. I mean, she's basically the queen of court television. I didn't realize that she was doing better numbers than Oprah around the end of Oprah's
I
run.
believe.
Yeah, oh,
it.
yeah.
I believe.
And, I
it.
mean, I believe it too. I never like, ooh, I would have thought they'd have been neck and neck, but apparently she was killing.
no, it's just like every single judge has their own character. So that's why certain people go in to watch these different judges. Some people don't like Judge Judy. They like Judge Mathis more than they like Judge Judy. Some people
Hey.
like Judge Joe Brown better. You know
Judge-
what I'm saying?
Mathis-
I've met quite a few people who don't
Hey.
like Judge O'Brien.
Hey, Judge Mathis call you
talking
crackhead in
about-
a second.
I'm talking about the show.
Man,
I'm
and-
not talking about
he's
him
a-
being in Memphis in court. I'm
no,
talking
no,
about the
I
show.
mean the show. They don't like the show, but so I've met Judge O'Brien once,
Yeah,
and the cool thing, he is literally how he is on TV.
I believe
That
it.
is him.
Yeah,
He is pretty much everything. He talks the way he talks.
When he was in Memphis being a judge, same thing.
It was the same thing.
Same
But-
thing.
Like, I mean, he's online quite a bit of shows or whatever. I actually watch like he's on with the one lady, the real Dana. I'm gonna reach out to her. Shout out to her. Yeah,
Shout out.
I'm reach out to her
Shout
and
out to
have
her.
have the real Dana. I think Dana's from like New Jersey or something like that. I don't know
Yeah.
how they linked up, but she has like the quote unquote Man Up show, and then Judge O'Brien be on there promoting his stuff because he's running for mayor and all that stuff.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Shout out to Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah.
You know.
Shout out
Let's
to
get him
the
on the
good
show.
judge. Yeah. I like because I'm gonna reach out to him and Dana. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to get one with both of them, and then each individual person too.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So
Like,
you mentioned like personality. Like, how important do you believe personalities is to a court show?
Extremely important. Have you ever been to court? Like regular court?
Of course, I have. I've worked in
Have
this.
you ever seen the judges?
Now, so
They're very boring.
as a
Excuse me.
no, I'm glad you said that first, because because of my job,
Unless-
I sometimes
wait.
Unless-
Looks or like how they present.
No, like how they present.
How it's presented.
Unless they trying to get themselves a show.
or it's like a major case. But
I think there's some personalities within
now,
judges too.
now I have it. Now I've seen it's more in my because I've always avoided a courtroom unless I necessarily have to be in there. So when I'm going there for work, I guess I'm having this jaded TV type of thought process of
Don't
how
do
it's going to
that.
be like,
That's too much.
and it's way too much. So when I go, it's more like a business meeting, more than what you would see on television.
Right.
Like it is very like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just sneak on. They're like, oh yeah, come on in, dude. Just go sit over there. Okay. Let me just I didn't expect it to be like it was so informal. Now, it's informal to a degree. Like
Right.
you ain't
Well,
finna roll dice in court.
Yeah, but like when you say informal, it's like you said, like it's like business casual basically.
That's a yes.
Yeah, like
That would be a great way to-
yeah, because once it goes to proceedings or whatever, there's certain proceedings that are
Right.
very formal,
Right.
and then that's just general court.
Right.
Like most people think about criminal court, and all that stuff. Like, hey, the People versus O.J. Simpson, when they think of court, Law and Order, which is all dramatized.
Yes.
And the thing with the O.J. Simpson case and the judge, like he wanted his own show,
Alito.
and that's the reason why he was the way he was. You know what I'm saying? He wanted his own show.
If like I remember the judge, but out of that whole case, the judge probably the least memorable person there.
Of course,
Nah,
but I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, but
I mean,
there was
there was
moments.
so
Right.
many characters.
there
in
was
that
there were
case
moments
alone.
where he was
yeah, like he was trying to be the show, but are we surprised that a judge in L.A. would
we're
like
not. But I'm just saying, if you watch other court cases, as far as like famous court case, no, in my opinion, nobody outshined themselves as a judge like he did. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, to be fair, too, like we don't necessarily get court cases televised, like actual court cases.
Yeah.
So the few and far between that are actually like actually like televised, like live events, like everything's like magnified because now everybody's paying attention. Like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard deal, or the what's the dude the Rittenhouse one. Typically,
Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah.
typically federal stuff ain't talked about. Whatever.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying.
Shout out to the YouTube lawyers too, because they be keeping me up on some of that stuff, and then kind of proxy the auditing channels and all that stuff too.
Okay.
And then we talked about that one time, like with the footage,
Right.
how they just take the raw footage whatever from that one company and just put that straight raw video on YouTube or just the internet in general. Which I mean, I be looking at that stuff all the time.
Speaking of lawyers, this is completely off subject.
Do you need one?
Definitely don't. But there's a documentary on Netflix that just came out about one of the porn sites and it being, people suing it. It's a good documentary.
What?
You turned this straight into porn? Like what?
No, I'm saying you were talking about lawyers.
Yeah, hey, no lie.
Yeah,
no
so
lie.
Lawyers is right here.
Hey, nah, but
Well, I mean, porn may not be that far away from
no,
it.
you ever see that movie Middlemen?
No.
It's basically like how adult film people were the first ones to really use credit card transactions online. They've actually been at the forefront of a lot of technologies and usage, whatever, from payment processors to how like
no,
like
but
a lot
I'm
of
saying
video
you were
internet
talking
stuff.
about footage.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about people taking footage that
Yeah.
they that's not theirs
Oh.
and using it as profit.
Oh, and also
Oh, yeah.
like the revenge stuff, like girlfriend, boyfriend.
Right,
Yeah.
but it was
like,
a major. It was. I didn't know this, but it was a major thing. But anyways, there's a new documentary out about it, and it's actually pretty good. Like it just came out.
You have to share with me the name of that doc,
Yeah.
so I can add it to my list. I'll probably watch it next weekend.
And that does sound pretty good.
Not just because the adult film stuff, but
But
just
the
because like the interest.
legality of it.
Yeah, because you don't think about that kind of stuff, and like
Right.
something that makes you like come from like left field or whatever. You be like, wait,
but it
what?
was in the news. I didn't even know it was in the news, but it was all over the news.
Oh, no, I remember it being talked about. But that also brings up something else, like how the legal process seems to make great television.
Oh yeah. Who the
I think it can at times, but like
does.
like
I mean,
ultra
that's a whole network. Court
but,
TV.
Yeah, but ultra procedural stuff. Most people don't watch that. That's like watching C-SPAN. And don't get me wrong, I'm the dude that like would like read a book or whatever and be like listen to C-SPAN in the background.
Yeah.
In like my early 20s. But then I go out clubbing or whatever,
That
an
was
hour
definitely
later.
that was not me in my early 20s.
No, but I'm saying I would do that, and then I go out like to the nightclubs where my friends or whatever. That's how I would like kind of like start.
That shows how mature you were back then.
Not
you,
really.
You would read and listen to C-SPAN.
I mean, not really. I'll just be like, I don't know what's going on, but
C-SPAN
like,
in the
you know, what's
morning,
up?
club at night.
And no, like it'd be like, say like, you know, like before you start pre-gaming or whatever, you do that, and then I play my little music or whatever.
That's a different.
You
pre-gaming.
use C-SPAN the pregame?
No, I said before the pregame. So like, you know, that nap time area, like from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
What?
So like
What?
it'd be like stuff like that between 2 and probably 5. And then pregame was like about 6
So
o'clock
you got your
to like
mind
8:30.
You let me get this right. You got your mind clear for your pregame, and then you're going out.
I wouldn't do this every night, but I'm just saying like there would be some
You've
nights where
already
I would do
opened
this.
this door. You might as well
No,
just
I'm
dive
saying
in.
I wouldn't do it every night that I'm going out to the club, but I'm like I did it
So
enough to where I
C-SPAN
recall.
was C-SPAN was for those special nights.
No, man. Like I'm sitting like I would. I don't know. I think I just wandered into it. Like you know, like no. I'm saying like because I'm like, oh, what's this? Like you know how you watch like a surgery show or something like that because you like flipping through the
No,
channels.
that doesn't happen to me.
You don't watch no surgery shows.
No.
You know what? You watch surgery shows, right?
Before I
real?
pregame to the club, I'm gonna watch
No,
somebody do
no,
a
I'm
surgery.
not-
we're not
I'm
talking
I'm-
about the club.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean,
I'm just talking about like how you find whatever, and I'll be like,
I
oh,
can't,
this is.
I can't watch those shows, but I can watch my 600-pound life though. Does that count?
I mean, there's a clip making
that
the rounds.
that sounds like a pregame. I mean,
No, I'm not
maybe
gonna
not,
pregame.
but
I'm not gonna
really,
pregame
it's
to
better
that.
than
Really?
better than C-SPAN.
No, but I'm saying like I'll
I
be.
should be watching C-SPAN.
I would be turned. I
We
would.
should, but it's not.
I don't know. I'll be flipping through the channels because I'm just curious about all kinds of different stuff. I'll be like, hey, I ain't never seen this before, and it'd be like,
I
like,
get what you're
like
saying.
TLC. I like land on TLC
Right.
or History Channel because I used to keep it pretty much on TLC and History Channel for the most part until like it was time to like watch The Simpsons or something like that. And then I guess one day or whatever it was like on C-SPAN.
Channel.
One day it was like on C-SPAN. I was like, oh, they're talking about something current that I guess was like kind of big. And I didn't understand the intricacies of it. And then I was like, oh, these are the lawmakers actually like, you know, debating it. So I like clicked on that. And I was like, oh, they actually, you know, really debating about this stuff. And then I was like, every now and again I would like, you know, tune in. And then I end up like making it like a habit for like, you know, 3-4 months.
Yeah.
To where, hey, you know, like let me tune in and see what's going on.
So now let me ask you this:
Understandable.
do y'all think the rise of reality TV may have even taken a part as to the popularity of court television?
No, because court television was popular before reality TV. It was popular.
But between court TV and Cops or whatever, that's the first
That-
reality TV.
that and
But wouldn't the Real
and
World be
then-
like the first?
And then talk.
No, Cops was before the Real
Cops
World.
was before. You're
And
right.
Cops
then the
was
talk
before the
shows were part of. I mean, it's not reality TV, but the talk shows were part of that circle with the judge shows. So, you know, Jerry Springer and Sally Show
Man, I
and
didn't
all
think
that
you
other
were gonna bring
stuff.
Jerry Springer in this.
He is a judge now.
I mean-
he has a show now.
Yeah, but he was a politician beforehand. He was a lawyer.
Well, that
he
makes
was
sense.
wasn't he the mayor of Cincinnati at one point
I
in
can't
time?
remember, but he
I
has a
think he
judge
was
show
a-
now. He has a judge show.
Now, isn't that kind of? Are we getting kind of ridiculous at this point?
No,
He's not an actual judge.
but
no,
I'm
but
just
no. But
saying,
if he's
he
a
was-
lawyer, he can be. If he still maintain his like, you know, all
It
his
would be
legal
an,
stuff. Because I mean, that's what you graduated from. You start
so,
out as a
I mean,
lawyer, and then
if you're a lawyer, could you be an arbiter?
yeah. I mean, man, Steve Harvey got a damn judge show.
See, yeah, again, more into the line of ridiculous.
I'm like, it's
We
not.
ain't
It's
talking about Steve Harvey.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
it's
saying,
not. It's
like,
not an
like,
actual
like-
judge show though.
like-
and you talking about a man that actually went to law school, practiced, was a politician.
That's why I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him
yeah, I
having
mean,
a judge
as
show.
long as he like went through all the portions, all these people like with the judge shows, all except for the all deaf digital show where they be like having like the courtroom. That's funny because they just putting a funny spin on it.
They're using the premise of a court to be funny, so I can understand it.
Yeah.
Even I think that's another way of kind of showing. But when I was researching, they said that one of the things people like about court shows is you're seeing people kind of settle a conflict in a lighthearted, funny way. Now, I've seen. There's a clip of Judy. It's this young lady. She's like, how old are you? And she's like 18, and she's like, you don't look your age, and that's not a compliment. So I don't know if it.
I mean,
Hey, Judge Judy be getting buck with people, man. Like,
that's I mean, the same thing as
Judge-
Judge Mathis
now-
calling somebody a crackhead.
yeah, that's wild.
Now, I don't know why Mathis can call someone in a crackhead in a way that doesn't feel offensive.
Really?
Everything Judge Joe
Really?
Brown says sounds offensive.
No, it depends. It depends on. It depends because I done heard him call people crackheads and they done turn their face up at the judge.
Because
he looking at them waiting for a reaction.
Because a judge shouldn't be calling you a crackhead, but
Yeah, but Judge Joe Brown be calling it how it is. He be like listen here.
it's
Hey,
Judge
before
Joe
you
Brown
say anything,
talks like a punch.
but
Like,
before
everything he says just sounds like punches
but
to the chest.
before
All
you
them
say
years in Memphis,
anything,
shoot.
before you say anything, you have to realize that the studious, you know, like,
And I don't. And
I feel like if T.I. actually like knew how to
No,
define
no,
the words
no,
and was like
no.
a little bit more regal,
No. Stop.
I was like, nah, I'm playing.
Stop.
I'm playing. Like, I ain't gonna disrespect the judge like that. I'm trying to make a joke. Like,
Watch T.I. get himself a judge show.
nah,
Don't put that. Right? Don't do that. No.
expeditiously.
You know what's weird? Expeditiously legal. Oh, you know what? That sounds horrible, but I kind of would watch it.
Nah, but he got too many issues or whatever to even want to go to the courtroom. I mean, him and Charleston White calling him a snitch, and if he end up in court on that side of the bench, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, see, we told you." hey, he gonna tell on Gunner next.
Gunner told on himself.
I
Whoa.
believe. Look, when you go in the court and like, yes, ma'am. Now that was compelling television.
Oh no, the one that killed me about that whole thing is when Thugger, like, some dude tried to give him a handoff in front of the sheriff.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And he's like, what? He's like, no, this ain't mine. This ain't mine.
No, he
Hey, my man said, he said, give me that. He's like,
There you go. There you go. I got enough going
hey,
on.
cause he like, look, like, man, I'm like, how you gonna get you? Oh man, that's just a bad look all around. I'm like, how you gonna do somebody like that in court? Like, you trying to add to this man problems.
There had to have been some sort of misunderstanding somewhere. Like, why would you do that? And I ain't gonna say in broad daylight, but in broad court. Like,
In 4K.
he probably wasn't thinking.
Cameras
That's
everywhere.
usually how things happen.
Yeah,
you
but
don't think.
You saw Thug.
You don't think.
Thug was like, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Okay.
He gave that look like, what the is going on?
You don't think. Okay. I'm just saying.
So-
Like, come on.
I'm just saying.
Wait, no, hold up. You are in court, open court. Everybody's watching this person walk by this dude, and he puts his stuff in the guy's hand and tries to walk off.
But he's.
I don't care about not
but
thinking.
I'm just saying.
You are going to court. You should be thinking anytime you walk into
People
that
don't
courtroom.
think, though. That's what I'm saying.
There's-
That's not.
and
that's,
I don't put it past
That's
the
what you should
individual
be doing.
because he was probably high when he walked into court.
I would hope not.
well, I don't know about Thug himself. But,
I wasn't
but,
talking
Nah,
about
nah,
Thug.
but the other cat,
I wasn't
whatever.
talking about Thug.
The
I
other
was talking
cat,
about the other dude.
The other cat. How do you get past all the security and all that stuff? Because if I look in your eyes and you look high, hey, we gonna give you an extra pat down.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying, like, hey, because everybody be talking about this and that and the system and all this stuff. So I mean, hey, if he fit the description, why ain't get an extra pat down? And then
Because he might've- he
how
might've
do you
not
sneak
looked
that
high.
in the begin with?
He might have not
It may
looked
not have
high.
looked high.
It ain't prison, but how
I'm
to get
just
it up in
saying.
there?
And then you don't know
Hey,
what
that
type
ain't
of
none of
high
my
he was
business.
on,
That's,
too. At the
don't
same
even
time,
wanna know.
you don't even know what type of high he was on, if he was high. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the smoking high.
I'm just saying, like, how you get them damn drugs up in there? And then why would you, in the first place, want to get them drugs up in
People
there?
walk in the
Now,
court all
since
the
we're
time
talking
with
about
drugs.
an actual trial, now which is more compelling to you all? Court television?
Depends on what
or-
the trial is
Yeah.
and who's part of the trial. So
I mean, because, like, the Johnny Depp stuff was much see TV for a lot of people for a
Oh.
lot of reasons.
Oh yeah.
And then when the evidence started coming out, whatever, against Amber Heard, people was like, yo, see, we was with Johnny the whole time. She hired a private investigator, and the private investigator was like, allegedly, she either didn't pay him or the guy, like, I don't know, there's two stories. There was one where she didn't quite, make all the payments,
right.
trying to dig up dirts on Johnny. I said Dirts. Yeah, I know I said it. He's trying to dig up dirts on Johnny, right? And then like, so he got mad or whatever, and then couldn't find nothing on Johnny anyway.
Right.
And then turned around and did gave the evidence that he found against Amber to Johnny's team.
Yeah.
And then there's another one where he couldn't find the another story, like almost like folklore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he was trying to find like the dirt, but like the support for Johnny and how nice he was so overwhelming that he decided to give the stuff to Johnny anyway.
Right. And that's the thing. If that was just somebody who had money, we wouldn't care because we wouldn't know who it was.
Now,
Depends.
I think I did. Yeah, depends. Because
because you how many millionaires do you know who are just out there wilding?
Yeah, but typically they're insulated. Like
Yeah.
what's the dude back in the heyday, like the Hughes, Harold Hughes or whatever? You remember Leonardo DiCaprio played the guy? He was this eccentric, like, you know, in today's standards, like multi-billionaire, Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes, okay.
Yeah, like he was like airline guy,
But I'm
like all these
saying
interested.
if
Like, but they're insulated. They
I get
protect
that, but
themselves.
I'm saying that if Johnny Depp was not a superstar, we didn't know who Johnny Depp was. Let's just say he had a whole bunch of businesses, right?
Yeah.
And the same thing happened. We wouldn't really necessarily be too tuned into
No,
it.
but that depends. Like, because it depends on the amount of coverage, who knows, and what it's about. So, like, that was like representing like a certain sector of like what's happening, whatever that is not highlighted. With the fact where a guy can actually be a victim of domestic violence too.
Right,
So
but that happens all the time.
yeah,
though.
but that amplified it, and that was like a avatar for that particular thing. Kyle Rittenhouse, for example, was another avatar for a specific deal. You know, like whatever you believe, it had more cultural significance because nobody knew
he's
who the
being
fuck
a symbol for that.
Nobody knew who he oh man, nobody knew who he
I
was.
cursed at the beginning of this. Why are you?
Because I normally don't curse. I try not to curse on camera.
Oh, so we the ones who curse and he
yeah,
doesn't, right?
y'all heathens.
Oh well.
He said, "Oh well." Hey, my
You know,
bad.
I don't give a damn.
I just
I don't care at all.
I just find it so. Got a cuss word in the title of this podcast, and you feel bad.
Look, I'm a self-edit. Somebody up here got to be clean.
Shoot.
Wait till the cameras
Please
turn off.
Please continue.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I'm talking about
you.
him.
You know, you were talking.
No, I had stopped talking when I edited myself.
Nah.
Yeah, he really edited himself.
I
But
edited myself in real
anyway,
time.
I wanted to kind of, I guess I'll elaborate more on your point. So I also think another part that makes it kind of compelling is if the person kind of don't have a lawyer and they kind of litigate the situation themselves.
Oh, like the Wakusha dude.
I believe we're talking about the same guy. And he's if you think,
Yeah.
God, think I'm playing around with y'all.
Oh no, that was a different guy. Like, but that's a dude in Florida.
Of course he was.
The guy that ran over the Christmas parade represented himself too.
Oh, I didn't know he did.
Yeah, like, and that was wild stuff. If you saw that, it was highly televised because it was in state court. You know, obviously they don't really allow cameras in federal court, but because it was in state court and such a big thing, and it's like, I think his name was like Daryl something.
Yeah.
But that cat, whatever, in Florida, where he did something to the baby moms
And the
And the
child.
baby, and the child.
And the child.
Yeah,
That he
in
had
front
on
of
stand.
and in front of the other child. Talking about, I ain't here to play with y'all. And I was like,
And you know what's so sad about
Wow.
that? What's so sad about that is that went viral, but at the same time, that was a very serious case.
oh, it was absolutely
Oh, yeah.
serious.
Very
serious.
serious.
There was
case.
another guy in the 90s. I can't remember what he did. It was serious charges, but I just remember like they made fun of it on Mad TV and all this stuff. And he represented himself, and it was so cartoonish and how he represented himself. Like, I guess the witness like kind of pointed at him, and he like did one of these numbers, like we shifted to the side. And it's over the top cartoonish. I can't. It was like in the 90s.
And that's why I think that, and for two things. One, it shows why you should not represent yourself. They say all the time. That's the. I heard. It was a lawyer said.
They
that,
tell lawyers this. They said the person that represents themselves is surely a fool.
That's what I was getting to. Yeah, like, you got you've got horrible representation.
Because you're gonna have blind spots. You're not gonna be able to see stuff. If you're extra emotional in a situation, are you gonna be able to separate yourself? If there's a particular thing that happens between you and the judge, you're gonna be sitting up there looking like that dude in that movie Belly on the couch, looking at the judge, like, yeah, I'm gonna get you, B.
But it's also what I think it makes it great is, television. Nothing like a car crash.
Right.
We just can't.
It's a complete car crash.
We love to watch a disaster, and usually when you represent yourself, it is a complete disaster, which makes for great television.
Right.
Now for me, it would be cringy, but just stuff like that makes me cringe. But I'd still kind of watch.
Yeah, it's a car crash. So, out of all of the Judge shows, what's your favorite?
I'm Judy. It used to be Judge or Brown, but Judy just hits those zingers, and it's just funny to watch. So
What's yours?
I like watching the Judy moments, but as far as like watching it all the time, like Judge Joe Brown, because like he just reminds me of like the elder guy in the family or whatever, just giving you like sound advice.
He ain't no filter. He don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, he ain't going crazy though like that. I mean, it's just like it's not like outlandish. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's like one of your uncles or something like that. Just
but he's not above calling you a crackhead.
Yeah, be like, he wouldn't call you a crackhead. He probably say a knucklehead or something like that. I got an uncle that say that all the time.
Crack.
Didn't he say you smoking that dope? Wasn't he the one who said that one time to somebody?
He probably did. Like,
yeah,
but I can see. But what's funny
can't remember if it was Mathis or him.
What's funny is I can see either one saying that. Like, actually, Mathis, I know they both have said it. And Mathis used to be like, "Oh, you on that stuff, ain't you?" And then he like did all that extra, like, you know, like shaking and all that stuff. And you can see it in your head, can't you? He's like,
"Yes, I can. Yes, I can."
Like straight up, like almost like he busted rhymes or something. This is serious.
I think my favorite one is Divorce Court. You know, it's the not the chick that's doing it now, but the one beforehand. I forgot her name, but the first Divorce Court lawyer or judge was in that Medea movie. Remember when she went up to the judge? I forgot her name.
Starts with an M, doesn't it?
I think so. But that was the first Divorce Court judge.
There's also the child support court, right? Support court, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that one recent. Like that,
I be catching
child support court.
I be catching clips of that, whatever. And
is it the
some
pregnancy?
of the joints be crazy.
Is the fraternity court?
No. Like they do paternity in there too sometimes in that particular one, but this one is specifically for child support. And they got men court and women paying child support. And whenever the women have to pay, oh man, like they be like that, my eyes be bugged out like Beetlejuice. And you be like, oh, I can't afford that. Be like, well, he was paying it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It'd be wild. It'd be wild.
Crazy.
So when you brought up divorce court, I always used to think about divorce court like they have no shortage of people. Like they're not going to ever have a problem in this country.
But sometimes on the show, there's people not getting a divorce. It's people who are about to get married, and they go before the judge, and the judge is like, "Yeah, y'all can get married," or "Yeah, y'all need to wait a little bit."
I haven't seen it. Now I would see it. I would see like clips, like it's horrible. They would get divorced for like the randomest of reasons.
Of course, and then they will be married. They will know each other for like 3 months, and then get married and think everything was gonna be fine.
Like the one that.
Well, I mean,
one is a clip going viral on that show, and the woman's like, he's doing too much in bed.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I remember
He
that.
putting like food on her bag.
Right, he was putting like gravy or something on her back.
Look. Before we get into this, right? I wasn't gonna go that far. I was gonna say, I was like, there's some people credit whatever back in society, like, you know, it didn't take that long for It's like you met the family, whatever, and it's like, and people be married for like 20, 30 years. Cause like it was almost like it was like, oh, they come from a good family. They come from a good family. Now I guess everybody just messed up.
Yeah, the
And
world's
now we
pretty
have a
messed
show
up.
that talks about it called Divorce Court.
I mean, it is a reflection of society, kinda.
Look, let me tell you something.
Like-
If I gotta wake up and see your face every single day, I'm gonna make sure that I want to be with you. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, people they be like, oh, this, that. People don't even want to be with themselves. How you gonna be with somebody else most of the time?
I believe it. 'cause I
I'm
can't
like,
be with
there's a
myself
bunch of
either.
people that don't even want to be with themselves or their own thoughts.
On this rather tragic note,
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Like, there's reality TV shows where people would actually say that stuff,
I believe it.
and they be like, they don't know who they are, but they married, got kids, and they be like, have a quote unquote midlife crisis. I'm like, dang, man, like
we going into a whole different type of other show right here.
Judge Hype.
Hey, look. I actually been thinking about, we can do a spinoff, right? Hey, you hear this here? You hear this first right here? We can do a spinoff where I talk to people and I give them advice.
Oh my goodness, I would be
Yeah, I
front
give-
row
I
seat
give
to
should
that.
advice.
probably end this.
I would be
what?
front. I
No,
would
no,
be front row seat
no,
for it.
like not. But it wouldn't be like, oh, life advice or whatever. It'd be like, okay, talk to me, tell your situation. Like, you know, hey, if I was you, maybe here's one of the things that I would do. It wouldn't ever be like, oh, you need to do X. It'd be like, hey, here's like 2 options. That if I was you, here's what I would think of. Or hey, have you looked at this?
We can make that happen.
I'm just saying, like, and I just call it talk to me.
Oh my goodness, that's a bad title.
What you
I
talking
don't know.
about? That's a
But
bad title.
That's the
Talk
one
to
thing
me.
I do like.
Because most people
Here's the title.
don't. They don't have anybody to talk to. Most people really just need a sounding board,
you
right?
would take that the wrong way if you had that title.
What wrong with
No, there's no wrong way. It's just
Wait,
like we
no,
having
no,
a
no.
conversation.
Where is your mind going
Yeah.
to? Because I'm.
It's not a dating show.
I'm not gonna say what's in my mind right now.
See, look at that, man. See, I like mine in the gutter.
And that's usually me, so I'm rather surprised at this.
I ain't. Our last couple episodes.
Really?
So,
All right, Mr. Clean, Mr. Squeaky Clean. All right,
Hey, look. I should have the bald head, not Kevin.
that ain't what I
For
meant.
real.
You the one who claiming we both over here cussing, and then you
No. I called y'all heathens. Like, let's get it.
Oh, okay.
Let's get it straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
but he's the one giving advice.
Okay.
Hey, look. I can do sound advice with there as much as I play and all that stuff.
You call us heathens, but you ain't helping us fix ourselves.
Nah. It's more entertaining with y'all like this. Hey, look, it ain't on me to fix you. You gotta fix yourself.
Okay.
You are, like,
We wouldn't be as fun if we weren't heathens.
And you don't never give unsolicited advice. You ain't never asked me for advice. You be like, hey, you ever came up to me and said, hey, Carson or Hype, I really need some help with something.
I'm gonna do that one day.
Hey.
No, let's do it right now.
Hey, does this color look good on me?
No.
And I'm like, hell no.
No, let's do it right now. Let's before we end this practice after exercise. So, Mr. Hype, I need advice. I'm a heathen. So, how do I get rid of my wicked heathenist ways?
What? Didn't you grow up in a church?
Grew up right next to one.
I mean, but you grew up going to it, right?
Yeah.
Why you asking me?
We all did.
You already know the
Man, this
answers.
show's already canceled.
You already know the answers. No. Honestly, I think the real good part would be like if somebody calls and they already know the answer, and I like kind of lambast them a little bit about, hey, why you trying to get a different answer? You already know what you got to do.
Oh my god.
For real.
Oh my god.
You already know what you got to do. I'm be like your drill instructor. I'm like, you already know what the answer is.
So he's not gonna be soft. He's gonna be straight firm to it. So it ain't gonna be like no real
I'm
soft and caring about.
Well,
He's gonna be
it's gonna be some of that behind it, but it's gonna be like, hey, I'm snapping on you though. if you a jacked up individual, you know what? Somebody need to smack you in the face, especially dudes.
This show would have to have like before
A
the show
disclaimer.
started. Oh yes.
We gonna have like hey, like, and if somebody need a softer approach or whatever, I'm gonna get a Vina what's old girl, like the Fix My Life lady?
Who?
Ivana.
Yeah,
I think I said her name right.
Van Zale.
Oh, I know you talking about. Never mind.
The Fix My Life, we'll get her on there, and she'll be like the more nurturing side.
Oh, okay.
So you just tag it. You know what? I'm gonna get locked up. Hey, you go ahead and take care of this one for me.
I'll be like this. Yeah, I ain't about to Kevin Samuels me. Hey, we got a lady over here.
So, Judge Victoria, any final thoughts?
Everybody go in jail.
Of course you do.
You know what I just thought about when she said that? That Cleveland bus driver, where he upcutted that chick. He said, "You going to jail now?" And he hit her with that Mortal Kombat uppercut.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Which
goodness.
could make great court television. And on that note, we're going to get out of here before he says something that gets us locked up. Once again, I am Kevin Mumphrey with my colleagues Karsten Hype Ferguson
Yeah.
and Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And this case is closed.